What's going on? What is going on? What is going on, everybody? Shout out to the whole world, todo el mundo, que lo que mi gente. Shout out to everybody, man. Today's a good day because I really want to break down to guys that it is not your fault. It is really not your fault. And that's how this video is going to start off, because I want guys to know, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button. But today's a real touching topic because you have a lot of guys out here second guessing themselves. You have a lot of guys out here walking around with their heads down. You have a lot of guys out here getting cheated on. You have you have thousands of guys out here actually in the friend zone. And they're not due to get out the friend zone until about the year 2025. And they don't even know it. They think they have a chance to really get some action. But I want to let all guys know that it's not your fault. It's not your fault that a woman has slept with 30 guys before she met you. It's not your fault that she's sucking dick right now. It's not your fault that her vagina stinks. It's not your fault that she has been passed around by the whole community. It's not your fault that she is dysfunctional because she had too many dicks inside of her and too many men actually, cummed inside of her, use up vagina. It's not your fault. It's not your fault that she needs her light bill paid. It's not your fault that she wants a white knight to come and rescue her. It's not your fault that she has 2 to 3, sometimes, some cases, some instance, 4 kids before you. It is not your fault that she is looking for a guy to come in and add value to her life. She's looking for a builder. This is not your fault. This is not your fault when she says, I'm hungry. It's not your fault. When she's thirsty and you're at the club and you have a pocket full of cash and she say, hey, can you buy me a drink? Remember, guys, it is not your fault. When a car breaks down on the side of the road, remember, she's independent. This is not your fault. When you're walking into a grocery store and you see her coming, just let the door slam. It is not your fault. When she actually comes to you with 1,000 questions in the bedroom while she's naked, but she's not trying to give up the pussy, go to sleep on her or kick her out. Remember, guys, it is not your fault. And this is where the video is actually about to get better. I want guys to know that it's technology's fault. Yes, I said it. It's all about technology. Before technology, if you actually met a girl down the street, she probably it was probably genuine back in the days before technology and these cell phones and the iPhone and the Android or the T-Mobile or the prepaid card. See, love back then was actually kind of, I want to say it was real, but women were not exposed to so much. They didn't, if it was all about, the circle, that you were involved in back in the day, because it was like women did not see big whales on yachts. They didn't see guys catching private jet flights like they actually do now on Instagram. And you have to understand, just imagine a woman's cell phone. As soon as she wakes up, without lying, I could probably prognosticate that it's probably 100 new messages on her Tinder. If not 200 messages on her Tinder. How beautiful she is. If she is on POF, she probably has 900 messages. That puts at 1,100 messages. Because Tinder, you have to swipe, you have to participate. POF guys could just come straight in, like a Navy SEAL. So we're not even talking about Instagram. That app with probably over 7 billion people on. She probably has about 1,000 DMs on Instagram. So we're going to put at 2,100. And, depending on how hot she is, she probably has about 2,000 messages on Facebook. Okay, cool. So puts at 4,100 messages. And for that one man that actually is head over heels for this woman, for that one man that actually believed that he's gonna be the next to get out the friend zone, it'll never happen, by the way. You should have never went in there in the first place. But that's another topic, another video. But for all you guys out here, that are second guessing yourself and thinking that there's something wrong with you, you have to understand it is not your fault. This is technology. Men are falling from the sky. Especially, you got to understand, think about the guys that actually have money. And I'm talking about tons of money. That I don't even care money. Filthy money. These guys are actually flying these women out. That's why I did a video back in the day called Beware of Airport Hoes and Sluts. That's where the sex trade goes down. So most of these guys are actually flying these women out. So when she's not returning your calls, when she's not giving you any time, when she's not giving you any attention, remember the average woman at least have 5,000 men trying to have sex with her. And this is modest. It's probably more than that because some women have 1 million followers. And they don't have 1 million followers. They just really have a million horny men that's actually trying to fuck. And to all the whales, sometimes the whales are in competition with other whales. So if whales are fighting, or the 10% or the 20% or the 1% are fighting over this use of vagina, that could be a very, all out, war. I'm talking about, it's like, who's the highest bidder that could actually get this pussy? So I just want, guys to know that it's really not your fault, because I don't think most guys understand. I don't think most guys really see the behind the scenes, what these women actually go through on a day-to-day basis. See, women love attention, whether it's good or whether it's bad. They don't care. They don't care if they had a fat ass and, millions of guys are like, oh man, this and that. They don't care. As long as it's attention, they are happy. Because see, women can't be alone. A man could be alone. Actually, a man is actually better alone when he's actually living his purpose and he's actually on his purpose. A man is actually, that's when he's actually at his best. We live in a new world. We live in the age of technology where a woman doesn't even have to be approached anymore. She could be approached through her cell phone, which is even better. Is discreet, and so all you guys out there cold approaching, don't feel bad. You gotta understand, she already has 4,000 to 5,000 men approaching her. So when you approach her, unless you pull up in a Ferrari or unless you do something crazy or say something crazy, which is still passing her shit test, making it all about her, you are just one of many. You are just one of, like, when I say you are one of many, you are one of many due to technology. Technology ruined it. Honestly, society, these dating apps, you gotta think about it. Tinder has over, I'll say 5 million people on Tinder. That one app alone. If women are not fucking, they're seeking attention, and they're getting it. Same with POF, same with all these other sites. OkCupid. Oh, I forgot about OkCupid. Okay, we got another $2,000 onto her account. So with that being said, guys, you have to understand it's not your fault. Technology have opened the eyes to these women, and these women, if they're hypergamous and they want to trade up, now they're actually seeing what a boss looks like. They're actually seeing what these yacht parties look like. Back in the day, they didn't have access to that, because most of these women that were not a part of affluent families, most of these women were not living that country club lifestyle. Most of these women were not out and about, getting invited to these parties, where you can find big whales. Now, Some women, even though they have 5 to 6 thousand men in their DMs, some women are actually pursuing these big whales and they're actually going in their DMs as well. This is why I tell men to go their own way, because when you really think about this game, it's all in the favor of a female in this age of technology. You know, because unless you are on the internet like me and you have an 8-pack of abs, or unless you are taking pictures in front of a M6 BMW or right before you get on your private jet, most of these women that want the dick or they want resources, they're not gonna pay you attention unless you look like a Greek god or unless you have money falling out the sky. Other than that, for the average guy, like I said in my last video, it's right now it's like the death of the average guy, because it's like women, they either want to trade up to the highest mate or they just want some guy to just fucking look like he came out of a magazine, you know. But it's still their validation, their game. And this is why I'm telling men to go their own way, because in this generation, especially with technology, pussy is like ordering a pizza at Papa John's. It is so easy. And these women, they can't see how society has really stripped them of their virtue. Women can't see how the society has actually stripped them of their value, because, see, women are followers. Women went down this rabbit hole with blindfolders on, and now that they have been, you know, fucked by many men, and they see like, if you ever notice when a woman is around a baby, like she breaks down because it's like, oh, look at the baby, because she is born to be a mother. She's born to serve a family. This is her job. This is her natural instinct. See, what society is doing is stripping men of their natural instincts from being dominant, going out there and roaring and being a lion. And it's also stripping women of their natural instincts of actually serving a man and being a provider. And women can't see this, because women can only see the world from their eyes. They can't. That's why if you ever argue with a woman, you'll realize even though you have logical facts, she just can't compute what you're saying, because women are not logical. So guys, I want to let you know, get yourself some fine wine later on if you drink, you know, top shelf liquor if you drink. And today we're going to make a toast, because this is not our fault. When you meet a woman in this day and age, in this society, she is coming to you like a rental car or like a BMW with 600,000 miles on it from '02. Not the 750, not the 760, but the 745. The oldest one. From like '02, '01. That's what you're getting these days. And as a man with some pride, as a man with dignity, this is not a good deal. We are not getting anything of purity. We are not getting anything of value. We are not getting anything that's pure, because technology have gave women the green light to be sluts. They could be discreet sluts. You could be talking to a girl right now, and she could go to the bathroom and answer 10 messages on Tinder, and she has 10 more dinner dates for the day. And then what she'll do is she'll come back to the dinner date and say, hey, you know, I got to catch up with some friends, but it's been nice. And you are trying to get her drunk. You're trying to get back to her crib. And then you actually spent $80 to $90. Now you're going home and you're driving home and you're wondering, damn, what's wrong with me? Was it my cologne? Damn, do I look good? You looking in the mirror, checking your nose out. I'm here to tell you, it is not your fault. When men realize that it's not their fault, I really feel like men could go on and live their life and they could really be happy, because most men are getting down on themselves for no reason. When I say no reason, I mean no reason at all. You know, it's not your fault that you're not 6'5" and you could reach all the things for her around the house. It's not your fault. You know, it's not your fault that you don't drive her dream car that she wants you to have. It's not your fault that you're not in her house that she wants to come in, and she wants to eventually divorce you one day and take your house from you. It's not your fault. When men realize that it's not their fault, they will actually opt out of this dating game, because they realize that it is not their fault that these women are so dysfunctional. Trust me, if you're listening, fellas, to all my subscribers, You're not the last guy that busted in her mouth and left her and told her, get the fuck out, hoe. You didn't do that. You're not the last guy that busted her, got her pregnant, and blocked her number. Actually, I heard a guy done that before, and there's some trifling men out here, guys. This is not your fault. You're not the guy that beat her down to the ground and left her with 4 black eyes, because it was black on the top, it was black on the bottom. This is not your fault. This is not your fault. You're not the guy that verbally abused her in the last 5 relationships. And this is why I tell white knights, stop saving these women and stop being heroic, because this is the type of things that women like, but they won't tell you about it because they have to maintain a self-righteous complex. But I'm here to tell you, fellas, that this is not your fault. Woman talking about the pay gap. Man, listen, if you live in America, there is no pay gap. Most women are earning a lot of top, so you do not have to put on a feminist shirt. You do not have to march. This is not your fault. I feel like today men could really go their own way and they can feel happy about their life and their lifestyle, because you'll realize society has made women of no value. It's really society's fault. That's whose fault it is. Women, they actually follow the rules of society, and now it's starting to bite them back in the ass because they're realizing when they see little kids at the airport, oh, I want a kid. Well, guys are waking up. Guys are like, why have a kid when I got friends on child support? Like, they're actually getting a license taken away because they can't make the child support payment. Why have kids with a slut when you actually could? This actually could stop you from leaving the country. If this page is called a Traveler MGTOW page, I'm showing you ways where women could actually stop you from being a transient man. So actually, don't feel bad, simps, if you're watching this video, but actually society has really ruined women's lives. When you think about it, Single Mother Day, they're promoting single mothers. You're strong enough to raise a man. You're strong enough to raise a woman. Let me tell you something. I was raised by a single mother, and I became a man actually when I had a mentor. My mom, she did a good job as far as paying the bills, making sure I had clothes. But when it comes to raising a man, only a man can raise a man. And that's not a knock or it's no discredit of my mother, but only a man can raise a man. So this society has actually lied to women, is used women, like they have actually used women, played off their emotions, just made them become thousands of consumers. And, when a woman actually starts at the wall, it's over for them. They don't have it like they're in their 20s. So all you simps running up to these women, 27 and 37, and you're telling how gorgeous she looks, you need to stop it. Let women feel, matter of fact, let women be accountable for their actions. Stop saving women for their actions. The woman out here with 3 to 4 kids, let her raise these 3 to 4 kids on her own, or let her go out here and take child support, but let her deal with that with her and her family. Stop saving these women because it is not your fault. They have had a lot of history before you even decide to open a book. She has had many chapters of many multiple lovers before you even decide to open up the introduction page. This is not your fault, fellas, and it'll never be your fault. This is why I'm telling guys to go their own way, because you'll realize that most of these women, they don't care if it's good attention or bad attention. All they're focused on is attention, and that's all they want while they're in the youth, because you got to understand, a woman from 18 to 25, that's her prime. She's going to show off. She's going to act ass. She's going to act a fool. And due to simps, now a woman can keep this attitude going past 25, because simps don't care if she has wrinkles. Simps don't care if she throws on a pound of makeup. Simps don't care. But you know what? The simps will eventually wake up and learn. Simps, trust me, just like I came to the light, most simps will eventually wake up and see the light. So I still believe there's hope out there for simps, unless you get married, unless you have a baby by one. Then you got to feel the consequences. But until then, fellas, take care, enjoy your day, and remember, it's not your fault. If a woman had 20 dicks in her before she met you, she didn't have your dick, so you're not a part of that 20 cycle. And if you do decide to stick your dick in her, and play Russian roulette, just remember, don't settle down with her. Well, do you think that something is going to be different than the other 20 dicks that she had? Come on. Let's think, fellas. Take it easy. Let's have a good morning. Way to start the day.